How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. I was saying in yesterday's video, look out for this stock to reach the $6 range in regards into the market open. We end up getting to a high to around $6.20, and I got those messages, people telling me I was able to bank some solid profits. I've been covering this play for quite some time, so if you haven't been able to actually make some money off of it, I want to make sure that you're paying attention to these videos, and if you do decide to jump in, you don't end up being a bag holder. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know those key levels in a bearish case scenario and as well as a bullish case scenario. This is how you come up with a strategy. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and the short interest information. The reason why the short interest is important, it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and the selling behavior like on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.88, being up 0.83%. On the low, it tested $4.57, and then on the high, testing $6.20. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 217.363 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 90.125 million shares. So you can see we had a lot of volume overall on the day, and we saw some big time gains in the after hours yesterday and as well as for the pre-market today, and we ended up seeing that high of $6, which we were looking for, or $6.20 to be exact. Now when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 72.23, so it is in the overbought territory. And then when we take a look at the moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So like I was saying, and like we've been talking about on this channel, I love seeing PROG when it is at the $3 level, right on that 200-day. So you would have been able to easily make some good profits if you were following along when it came to the play. I was saying that this stock was going to go to $6 and went to $6.20. So some opportunities there for many traders. When we take a look at where it tested on the low though, it was around $4.57 on the day. So taking this into consideration and going into tomorrow, if it decides to pull back, as you can see at the time of this recording for after hours, it's at $4.41. Of course, you're going to want to look forward to seeing some strength right here at the $4 level. So if it dips in the morning, you want to see $4 hold up. If $4 is able to hold up, then that just shows that we are seeing increasing levels of support and PROG continues to look good. If it decides to pull back even further due to the fact we do have a gap here, I still wouldn't be concerned because I would want to see that we'd have some strength to be able to hold up 350. So let's see how PROG performs going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for PROG. So scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at what went down, we have November the 16th. So we have Cetera Advisors LLC that purchased 12,000 shares. We have Jane Street Corp LLC that purchased just over 62,000 shares, and we also have Shunfield Strategic Advisors LLC that purchased just under 13,000 shares at 12,900, and we also have calls and puts coming from Jane Street. You know, they are hedging. Now when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 49.18%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 99.8%. 1.6 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 13 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is not available. What we do know in the video that we did yesterday for PROG, it was around 71%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close on November the 15th, it was at 47.53. And then for the close yesterday, which was the 16th, being at 49.18. So one thing that continues to be clear, PROG does have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why there's a lot of volatility in this play, and why if you had a strategy and you were going along with the technicals, respecting areas of support and the way how it was looking bullish, you would have easily been able to make some gains inside of this play. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG. So we can see here on the inflow it was 214, and then on the outflow it was 230. So we ended up having an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 6.20, and then on the medium it was 147, and then on the small it was 60.35. Keep in mind this is in the millions. When we take a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 6.32, and on the medium it was 162, and then on the small it was 61.45. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, November the 17th, it being negative of 114.15. Now, when we take a look at the breakdown even further, you can see for the small scale, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying, but there was still strong demand. As you can see, it was fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we ended up having more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which could potentially be institutions, we had more selling than we had buying, but again, it was still fairly close. As we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 134.40%. This is not surprising whatsoever, because we know there's a lot of traders that are coming in and out of this play. So if you're choosing to hold on to PROG stock, just be aware of that. Just make sure you have the right game plan in place and you're doing what works for you. Don't blindly go out there following people telling you, well, what you need to hold, it doesn't matter, let it pull back, let it do that. At the end of the day, if you end up being in a loss or if you end up panic selling, it is all on you. I want to make sure I really emphasize this, because again, there's many people that I've been talking to and they've told me, hey, I've been making some really good profits, and then some people are telling me, well, you know what, I'm down in the play. And I'm like, how is that possible? Did you buy in at the high? Did you FOMO? Like I said, you have to have a strategy. Let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, it was great seeing the price action that we had today. One thing to be aware of going into tomorrow, I want to see if it's able to hold up the $4 level. I feel this would be a good look overall in general, because we're continuing to have higher lows, and this is what you want to see, especially when you're taking a look at the charts. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, some of the info was not available, but one thing we did know for a fact, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So this is why when you have above average volume like we had today, things can start looking really good. We saw, especially as far as for the price action in the after hours yesterday, it was great. And then looking at how the price action was inside of the pre-market today, it was even better. And this is part of the reasons why I wasn't shocked when I was able to see a high of $6.20. In regards to the selling pressure, we have to understand the markets were fairly choppy, and it's part of the reasons why I'm not counting this play out as of yet. Just know there are many traders who are making money on this play, and you want to make sure that you're on the winning side and you're not on the losing side. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.